Excellent.
Nice. Good work, guys.
Yep. Yeehaw.
Yeah. Hey. They tell the truth, how you settle in. Your team is veterans, so how you cope with where you sit this season. Better spin, better rhetoric, a tale as great as teams have been. I ask the question of you now to see the thoughts you spin. Fanbase Fiasco, don't think that I'm irrational. My team better than your team, and that's just facts, bro. We've been examples. Don't think this year don't mean much. This legacy you talking about, let me tell you about my team, son.
And welcome back to another episode of the Fanbase Fiasco, part of the Fourth Down Fiasco Network. Super excited today. We have with us a Green Bay Packers fan. You guys have already heard from him before. He is also one of our big ELF correspondents. But yeah, we have Alex. It's Malchow, as I was corrected earlier today. Alex, say hello to the people for us.
Hey guys, really excited to be back on the pod, talk with you guys. The NFL now, almost as good as the ELF. No, I'm just kidding, of course. I love the NFL, and I'm really excited to talk about some Packers football with you guys.
Oh, yeah. And as everybody knows, we like to start off our interviews on the Fanbase Fiasco with a bullshit question. So I didn't send you this one, Alex. But so your franchise quarterbacks have gone on to steal millions in welfare money or have become tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists. Yeah. At what point should we expect Jordan Love to fall off the rails?
Well, let's see. If time is linear and none of this is real and life is a circle, then what, 2040-ish, after he has a Hall of Fame career. So that would, you take the good with the bad, really, as a Packers fan.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, that's the least ideal, right? Wait until after he's out of his prime.
Yeah, I mean, at least they've given us that courtesy, right?
Yeah, right. Hey, I mean, if he does have that Hall of Fame career, I have a feeling he's just going to continue to that Packers curse against Dallas, we just can't run away from it. Don't know why. Yeah. I thought it would stop with Aaron Rodgers, and it didn't. So
I had very low expectations for the Packers in Dallas in the playoffs, and I was just glowing.
I'm sure you were pleasantly surprised.
Oh, as a hate watcher, I loved it.
Oh, I'm sure you did, Ken. I knew it, as soon as y'all went down the field and scored, and then we went 3 and out. I was like, oh, it's going to be that kind of a game. Got it. Okay. I mean, so at least I was prepared within the first 7 minutes of the game that it wasn't going to go well for us, but very disappointing.
It was a quick, easy death. That's what you can take solace in,
Yeah, a quick, easy death. That's what we'll go with.
All right, Alex. So how did you become a fan of Green Bay?
Because you're from DC.
Yes, I know. I'm not a bandwagon. All right. Relax.
No. Hey, I mean, what are you going to be?
Actually, I will interrupt before we go into that. What part of DC are you from?
I grew up in Arlington, Virginia, so right outside DC, and then moved into the city near like American University, if you know the city.
So I graduated high school in Woodbridge.
Okay, yeah. I went to St. John's in the city, but Woodbridge isn't too far. Yeah. Very cool. Small world, huh?
I know, right?
So growing up in DC, it is a at the time it was a Redskins town. Whenever Washington was really good, everyone was wearing their stuff. But for me, I was always a Packers fan because my father was a huge Packers fan. We always had Packers on TV. My family is originally from the Green Bay area. Kind of far back now, to be honest, but like the 1930s, my great grandfather was a state senator from Green Bay, and so we always kept that connection to the Packers, and it was also very easy to root for them. They were always very good when I was growing up, except for a couple of seasons, and it was a great bond with my father. Honestly, we went to a lot of games, and it was a great time being a Packers fan.
Fair enough. So who was your favorite player to watch throughout your lifetime? And it's okay if you say the guy who stole welfare. I
no, man.
I understand because I'm a Packers hater, but that man was fun to watch.
Brett Favre was fun to watch. definitely. But yeah, I can't. Come on, man. I can't say Favre anymore.
So it was Favre, though. So it was. God.
It was, and then Jets, Vikings, all that. It's like a bad breakup now. I don't want to look at the old pictures. It's done now. My favorite player, I loved Clay Matthews. He was one of my favorites for sure. Like coming off the edge, the long hair, the commercials, Head and Shoulders, and he was just a baller, man. So my favorite Packer, Clay Matthews.
No, I mean, yeah, to your point, absolute baller, and had the off-field personality too to really, carry that career. Like there are some guys who have it and some guys who don't. I love, as much as I hate the Steelers, I love Troy Polamalu because he was the same type of way. Absolute baller, had the long hair, had the personality to go with it. Just fun, just a lot of fun.
Gotta love Polamalu, yeah.
So.
All right, so looking back at last season, what would you grade it on a scale of A to F?
Yeah, so last season, just some context for the grade, I was like, I don't know how good we're going to be. Love is a question mark. I have no expectations for this year. I hope that even if we lose every game, I just hope Jordan Love is good because you need that building block, right? A quarterback. And sometimes Jordan Love did not look good. He looked really bad in some games, especially the first half of the season. Not that it was all his fault, but as he progressed, I think some things around him started working better. And, we finished the season really hot. So I give it like a B+, A-. It was a really strong finish to the season. Took the Niners down to the wire. If our kicker had made that field goal, then all we need is a field goal in the last drive. Anyway, I'm still not over it. And, maybe we're in the Super Bowl, right? I don't know. Would we have beat the Chiefs? Probably not. But it was a very good season, especially with having no expectations. And the first year post Rodgers, I was really happy with it. And I think the future is bright in Green Bay.
No, yeah, I agree with even with your rating. I mean, I feel like for y'all, just getting to the playoffs was a big plus, and then everything after that was just gravy,
Absolutely, yeah.
So then what was your favorite moment of the season? And I have a feeling I know what the answer is, so just be gentle.
I'm going to spare you from that, actually.
Okay.
My favorite moment was me, T. Swift, and my father hanging out live at Lambeau Field. No, I'm kidding. She was in the box, but you know what I mean.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I didn't know your dad balled like that.
No, just kidding, man. But we were at the Chiefs game in Lambeau, and Taylor Swift was there. So I took a selfie of the boxes. I was like, me and Taylor. Anyway, yeah. We were at that game. It was an incredible Sunday night victory for Packers. Beating the Chiefs like that, and it was kind of a coming out party again for Jordan Love, and yeah, it was just a great memory I had with my father going there and seeing that. Yeah, it was really special.
Gotcha. And spending time with the old man's always a great thing. Now, kind of transitioning to worst moment, what would you say was the worst?
Oh man, yeah, worst moment. What was his name? Tommy DeVito, bro, cooked us up on Monday night. Oh man, it was like he had the DeVito hype, and then he beat us on Monday night and was balling, and then the DeVito hype just shot up, and I was like, man, this Tommy Cutlets cooked us up. Fried us on a pan.
And then he immediately got a deal with some Firehouse Subs or something like that. Yeah, immediately there was a commercial after that game.
Yeah, I'm sure his inbox was full, man, with different sponsorships and endorsements. So yeah, Tommy Cutlets beating us on Monday night because at that point the Packers had racked up some wins. There was some momentum. I was like, okay, and then we're good. Tommy Cutlets, come on, easy money. And it was not easy money, and we lost. And yeah, it took the wind out of our sails, so to say, for the moment.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's the way it goes. So, what moves in free agency were your favorite, and why?
All right, so my favorite move was Xavier McKinney. Getting the safety room last year was really kind of a hodgepodge of late round picks and journeymen. So being able to upgrade that, I think really will help the defense, which I think was solid at points, but really had some weaknesses as far as talent, or high-end talent. So getting him in. And then, of course, there was kind of a tease a few hours where the Packers had both Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs, but it wasn't meant to be. But for those few hours, I was like, we're winning the Super Bowl. We got two great running backs and Xavier McKinney. But then it became like my least favorite because I loved Aaron Jones. He was there forever. And now he's on the Vikings, so he's maybe like the new Favre a little bit there. But yeah, my favorite was Xavier McKinney getting best safety on the market when we needed one.
So I'll skip ahead a little bit because we do have a question about Josh Jacobs.
Sure.
So, one, do you value having Josh Jacobs over Aaron Jones, or would you have rather just kept Aaron Jones and not bring in Josh Jacobs?
Yeah, it's like I don't know, if you have a favorite T-shirt and it has like a few holes or something, you don't want to throw it away. It's kind of what it felt like. There's some sentimental value to Jones, but I mean, we got to be honest about it. Jacobs is a younger player whose best days are probably ahead of him. And Jones, he's injured and he's getting older. Yeah, looking at it objectively, it's an upgrade,
So how big of an impact do you think he's going to have then? Like, with him being a little bit of an upgrade over Aaron Jones, do you think that's really going to change the running game, or do you think it's going to look relatively similar to what you had it last year?
Yeah, I think it's going to change it quite a bit. They're a little bit different styles. Jones was like a one-cut back, and Jacobs is, from what I've seen, like kind of a power runner. So I think it'll change us up a little bit. But I know they were talking about how the Raiders didn't really utilize Jacobs as a receiver, and so hopefully the Packers will integrate him in that way. So, yeah, I see him getting the ball a lot. They paid him a lot to be like the guy. So I expect him to get a lot of touches and make some explosive plays, hopefully.
No, yeah, he's definitely very good in kind of those short routes, those check down type of moments. I normally pick him up in fantasy every year for that exact reason, because he gets so many points from just little dink and dunk type of deals. And I mean, at least whenever we play y'all, I noticed that y'all do that a lot. Used to do that a lot with Aaron Jones, and so I think that you can just kind of plug and play, those same plays for Josh Jacobs too.
I never had Jacobs in fantasy. Maybe this year's the year.
Maybe this is your year. I'm telling you. He's a nice, like mid-round pickup, because a lot of people kind of forget about him. And then, fifth round rolls around and you're like, I got Josh Jacobs. And everyone's like, dude, how is he still on the board? And it's like,
right.
Why?
Yeah, because you think like Barkley, McCaffrey.
Yeah.
You at that level, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'm literally checking right now to see who has him in our Dynasty League, Jordan, because I completely forgot.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that we have a Dynasty League, and so people can't keep him. Or people get to keep them. But so while Tanner's looking that up, what would you grade your draft A through F? And which players do you think will make an immediate impact? I personally think that y'all had a pretty fantastic, at least first 3 rounds, really covered your 3 biggest needs. But I was unemployed this last few months, so I got really into the draft. I was like reading about every prospect, watching all these YouTube videos, way more than I should have. But that's how it is sometimes, right? So I was really into it, and I was kind of thinking, we're going to get a corner, and I kind of bought into the Cooper DeJean hype. Maybe we'll take him at 25, but. Looking out, so there's a little reaction like, we could have got Cooper DeJean, but obviously he wasn't as, highly sought after as people thought, falling to the 40-something pick, right? But I really like the draft. I think getting Jordan, Morgan, now they have 5 really good O-linemen. They might have to change up like who plays where, but hey, that's a good problem to have, right? Yeah. And then they needed a linebacker, got Edrin Cooper, everyone's sort of consensus best linebacker in the draft. They got 4 safeties. I was talking about they need some safeties. They picked 4. I mean,
one or two of them got to be good. You pick four, right? So, yeah, like a shotgun approach, right? Anyway, and then Marshawn Lloyd, I think, is a good complement to Josh Jacobs in the backfield, kind of like thunder and lightning, and they still have Dylan, so I don't really know how the running back room is going to work out, but as far as like who's the two, but they have a lot of talent that I'm happy with, and it seems like it filled a lot of holes on the team.
No, yeah, and I think that y'all getting Bullard from Georgia, great pickup. Georgia's kind of becoming that what Alabama basically used to be, where you want Georgia players. They are smart, they work hard. You don't have to deal with a whole lot of bullshit with them. And yeah, Bullard has shown that he does really well at a lot of different things. He can get you some picks if need be. He is really good with pass deflections, and I have it pulled up right now. Apparently, he got 3.5 sacks in 2022. Oh. So apparently he can rush too. So just kind of a jack of all trades at that safety position. I think he's going to be really good for y'all, and I would be surprised if he didn't start day one, honestly.
Yeah, he's played nickel for Georgia. He's played like a strong safety role. He's played free safety. Like the versatility is really what excites me about him. And like you said, Georgia Bulldogs in the NFL have done pretty well. So happy with him.
Yeah, definitely. So, Tanner, did you find out who had Josh Jacobs in our league?
Yeah, it's freaking Danny's girlfriend.
Which, Alex, for some context, she beat all of us in fantasy this year.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah.
So
I was last 2 years in a row, so I really can't say anything about you guys. Yeah.
Dude, my team always chokes at some point, either in the semifinals or in the finals. I always either get second or third in every league I play in. I've never once gotten first, but I've never had a bad team, and it's so frustrating. I'm so tired of being mid, bro. I want to win something.
Take the next step, man. Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So it's a quarterback league, right? We have to talk about quarterbacks. How likely do you think it is that Jordan Love has a sophomore slump?
Yeah, I think pretty unlikely. Maybe that's biased, but the way he finished the season, he was just really improving week to week. I think if you look at the first few weeks of Jordan Love versus the last few weeks, it's really totally different. Early in the season, he was kind of struggling with like deep ball accuracy. And I don't know, sometimes he just didn't look comfortable. And now he's got, and it was almost all new receivers as well. And so now he's got the receiving core back. He's got a lot of weapons. The O-line should be better. I mean, I think every team has a little bit of this, right? They're like, oh yeah, we got some new moves. Everything's perfect now, right? So maybe I'm seeing with rose-tinted glasses, but the way he finished the year is really encouraging. So I don't anticipate to see a sophomore slump.
Gotcha. Well, and, I think it kind of ties into the next question. How do you feel about the wide receiver room? Do you think that there's going to be some jumps made next year by some guys?
Yeah, wide receiver room is really interesting in Green Bay. Obviously got Christian Wade,
Watson.
Right? What's his name? Watson. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. Who's Christian Wade? I don't even know. Christian Watson is a beast, but he's missed some games. I think when he's healthy, we saw him come back, and it really changed the offense because his speed makes the safeties back off. And in that Kansas City Chiefs game, he made an amazing touchdown grab. He's complemented well with Romeo Doubs, sort of a great possession receiver. And then we saw two rookies come in last year and play really well with Dontavian Wicks and Jaden Reed. So you have four receivers that showed a lot of talent, a lot of promise last year. And you'd think they'd make that jump from rookie season to second year, which is where you see most of the players have their biggest improvement, right? So really excited with those four guys. And then the fifth, you have a few different guys. You have Malik Heath came in and played well last year. So that fifth wide receiver spot is going to be really a point of competition in the Packers training camp because you really have four guys that are solidified. And shout out Bo Melton, who played really well towards the end of the season. He's got a battle to be the fifth, and he played really well. So it shows you they have really a plethora of talent in that room.
Yeah. And I am a proponent of whoever you're facing in practice every day on the other side of the ball, they're going to make you better. Just like as a Cowboys fan, I love that, CD and Diggs are always going at each other, even CD and Deron Bland, for that exact reason of, one side of the ball is going to get better because they're constantly having to play the other side. And so kind of going back to Xavier McKinney, because I know that we briefly touched on that. How do you think that affects y'all's defense? What do you think that he brings, et cetera?
Yeah, I mean, we needed a veteran safety. Like I said, we have really only one veteran defensive back with Jair Alexander. A lot of the other guys are young, second-year, first-year players. Having another veteran in the back end, I think, can really change the communication. We had Darnell Savage for a few years, but he was always injured, and it was just kind of, you wanted more from Savage, especially such a cool name, right? I mean, come on. Now we have a solidified veteran back there. He's coming off a fantastic season. I think him and Jair could be two great leaders and just help communication and help all these young guys get better and learn how to be pros.
Right. 100%. I agree.
So with that all being said, kind of doing the free agency roundup, draft roundup, how the team's looking, what does success look like for the Packers this upcoming season?
Yeah, great question, Tanner. Great question. What does success look like? I don't want to say Super Bowl yet, just because there's still a young team. But I think I thought it. Yeah, of course. How could you not? We were relatively close. We lost a very close divisional game. I think the thing is just in the NFC, maybe getting to that level of the 49ers, I think is going to be hard. Maybe getting into winning the division. If they can win the division and put themselves above the Lions and be maybe the second best team in the NFC to the 49ers, I think that would be success, is to try to get back to that Niners level and maybe steal a game from them in the playoffs and maybe be in the Super Bowl. But that's kind of what I see them, is get to the Niners level is what I would like to see.
Fair enough. Well, so for our last question, we always like to just hear, what fans would choose in this particular scenario. If you were able to literally just pick up a player from any point in Packers history and drop them onto the current roster, who would it be?
Wow, I love that question. I absolutely love that question. Oh, that's tough. All right, I'm going to go with my guy, Heisman winner, Charles Woodson. I loved watching Charles Woodson play for the Packers. The swag he brought, the leadership, the resume, right? One of the greatest college football players on the defensive side of the ball. And then he brought a lot of swagger. And for me, being in high school when they won the Super Bowl in 2010, Charles Woodson was a huge part of that season. So if we could get 29-year-old Charles Woodson and just drop him back in there, then I would be screaming Super Bowl.
That'd be scary. I'll give you that. That'd be scary. I'd rather not have to see y'all in the playoffs for the billionth time in the past 6-7 years. Even without Woodson, though, I will always want to avoid y'all. I don't know why y'all have our number, but you just do.
Something ever since Dez catch, man, it's been down.
Yeah, truly. I don't know if that sent us on an alternate timeline or what.
I think so.
Can't get past.
I'm sure we'll see again this season. Yeah.
I hope not. I hope not. Anybody but you, brother. Well, cool. Thank you so much, Alex, for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. I'm sure that we will continue to bring you on because, you know, you're very responsive and you wear the cowboy hat like I do. But yeah, just if you want to plug in your social media, I know you've done it before, but just in case, if there's any new listeners that want to know how they can follow you or know what you do, this is your time to shine.
Absolutely. First of all, you know, give the Fourth Down Pod, Fourth Down Fiasco, 5 stars, subscribe, and for me, you can just follow me.
I like that plug. Thank you, sir.
Of course. For me, if you want to follow my silly football opinions, you can find me on X at Euroball
Nice. Euroball Chow. And then also you do write for the ELF if you want to talk to us.
If you want to expand past the NFL and become a football junkie like the three of us here, you can find my work at AmericanFootballInternational.com and the European League of Football website as well.
Excellent. Well, cool. Thank you for your time, Alex. We always appreciate it. And yeah, thanks everyone for listening. This has been Fanbase Fiasco, part of the Fourth Down Fiasco Network. Just like Alex said, give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Pods. Helps us to grow the show. You can also follow us on social media at @4thdown_pod on X/Twitter. We call it Twitter around these parts. And also Fourth Down Fiasco on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks so much, y'all.